Welcome back. If you're just joining us, you're watching the news at 10, coming to you live from Lagos. A reminder of our top stories. Eminent Nigerians insist on restructuring of Nigeria as they gather at the annual Akintola Williams Foundation lecture. National Orientation Agency raises alarm over continued hate speeches by Nigerians, says trend has assumed disturbing dimension. Federal government vows full implementation of the Economic Recovery Growth Plan as acting president insists the Buhari administration will deliver on its promises. And President Trump reacts to North Korea's missile threat, warns Pyongyang over planned strike on Guam. For more on our top stories and others, please visit our website, channelstv.com and youtube.com/channelsweb. Log on to m.channelstv.com to watch us live on your mobile device or download the Channels TV app for Android, iOS and Windows phones from their respective stores. Having the Channels TV and Channels 24 apps will give you access to news and updates. You also have the Eyewitness feature with which you can share those pictures, videos or news of happenings around you. Just install the app, then tap and swipe to reveal the menu and follow the instructions. And some of the pictures you sent into our Eyewitness portal, we begin with the first set of images. This one coming from Eleme in Port Harcourt, River State, showing this section of the road caving in. Our Eyewitness reporter says this crevice resulted into a long traffic of vehicle and stranded commuters. He wants this fixed on time. Well, still in River State is this image from an Eka community showing a flooded street. Our Eyewitness reporter says lots of properties have been destroyed and is appealing to government to attend to this urgently. Still on floods is this photograph from Koforua, Kano State. Our Eyewitness reporter explains that the flooded road is gravely affecting residents and wants authorities to come to their aid. Finally is this photo from Borno State. It shows this on Kemp Street, which our Eyewitness reporter says is a health hazard to residents. He wants the appropriate agency of government to clear the rubbish. Thank you for sending them in, and we ask that you keep them coming. A new judicial policy which is expected to streamline the rules of procedure in various courts and reduce delays in the dispensation of justice has just been adopted by the federal government. The policy will hopefully help build consensus amongst justice sector institutions and practitioners and also address major challenges confronting the judicial sector. The consensus for the adoption of the new policy was reached at the first ever National Justice Summit on Justice Delivery held in Abuja.
There is therefore a need to streamline the rules of procedure in the courts in an effort to reduce delays in the disposal of cases, as justice delayed is said to be justice denied. Uniformity may not be achieved in view of our diverse religions and cultures and the varying legal procedures which have been adopted and sustained in the various courts throughout the nation. But at least the goal should be to achieve and ensure fair play and equity without burying justice at the altar of technicalities. It is hoped that the policy will achieve its goal of building consensus among justice sector institutions and practitioners for the purpose of addressing collectively the major challenges facing the justice delivery system in the country, and evolving a justice system that is fairer, more effective, accessible, efficient, and responsive to the hopes and aspirations of our people. Both goals, albeit lofty, can only be achieved by having all key players in the justice system on board and actively participating.
Well, let's join Gloria Mozoke, who has more stories from our Abuja studios. Hello, Gloria.
Is still trying to put its house in order ahead of its national convention on Saturday. One of the issues requiring urgent attention is the crisis rocking its fold in the southwest. The party's National Caretaker Committee chairman and other leaders have been holding meetings to end the brewing crisis, and they are confident it would be resolved soon. Senator Ahmed McCarthy and the chairman of the Convention Planning Committee, Governor Ifeanyi Okowa, say the crisis would not affect the forthcoming convention.
I believe that our people will be safe. We have subcommittees working. We have a security committee, and they are working very, very closely with the law enforcement agencies. I believe that everything is being put right. We are not expecting any hitches at all as regards the security of the people. The other committees are all working. We just came in. Actually, we're taking effective delivery of this place tomorrow, but we came in at least to see what is on ground. And we hope that from tomorrow morning, we'll start making all arrangements with all the subcommittees here fully in place on the main committee. I believe all issues are being addressed.
In politics, there are always issues. What is important is that we sit down and resolve those issues, in a civil manner. And even last night, we had a long meeting with the leaders from the Southwest, and we are comfortable where we are. Some things are basically settled, some things are in the process. No acrimony, nothing will impact, on the conduct of the convention on the 12th of August.
To health matters now. 40% of children aged between 12 to 23 months have not received any form of vaccine, according to the National Primary Healthcare Development Agency. In the 2016 and 2017 National Immunization Coverage Survey, which was released in Abuja today, the agency observed that 77% of children did not receive all the routine immunizations. In addition, the survey shows that states in the northeast and northwest have a weak immunization performance.
Nigeria is on the path to achieving zero polio infections, and routine immunization is key to the sustenance of the gains of polio eradication. However, the death rate for children under the age of 5 years stands at 34.3 deaths per 1,000 live births in 2015, which raises questions about the efficiency of routine immunization. To identify gaps in immunization coverage, the National Primary Healthcare Development Agency, in partnership with development partners, conducted a national immunization coverage survey between August 2016 and January 2017. Representatives of state government and development partners convened a meeting in Abuja to discuss the outcome of the survey.
The results are also supposed to assist the players in the immunization area to reflect on the efforts that we have invested and show us how far we need to go to achieve the results, the goals of the Global Vaccine Action Plan, which is to achieve 90% coverage for the Penta 3 vaccine nationally and 80% in all the states and the local government areas.
I believe the agency had the preliminary results when it declared emergency for routine immunization in the country. So with the dissemination today, I'm sure all of us will have the evidence that more resources and supports are required to push immunization and other PSC services forward in the country.
According to the survey, 77% of children aged between 12 to 23 months did not receive all required routine immunizations. 40% did not receive any vaccines from the health system. 37% received some, but not all the vaccines from routine immunizations. The survey also shows that most states in northern Nigeria recorded a weak immunization performance, while southern states recorded substantial immunization performance. Overall, no state in Nigeria achieved the 90% performance set by the World Health Organization.
I think this is transparency or reality because there is no need to argue about it. We've done a lot of survey, especially where we intervene, and in most cases we are confronted with challenges of rejection and denial.
State representatives will be taking the results of the survey discussions to their state governors, who in turn will be expected to reposition their health systems to address the gaps identified in immunization performance.
128 Nigerians stranded in Libya have arrived at the Murtala Mohammed International Airport in Lagos. 126 of them are males, while the remaining 6 are females. 6 of them are said to be in need of urgent medical attention and all are already being treated in a government hospital. Many of the returnees have been recounting the tales of the alleged cruel treatment meted on them at different detention camps in Libya. They want the government to facilitate the return of other Nigerians stranded in Libya, especially those in prisons who, they say, die on daily basis owing to poor conditions of the facilities.
Like me, I was working before I left for this journey. I didn't know that the journey is like this. My brother, a friend of his, called him. He's in Germany. He told him that there's a shortcut to Europe that we can pass through routes. Then I resigned from where I was working. Now my brother sold his car. Both of us were entered the journey. You know, the journey is a deadly voyage.
Many people died on that Raparapa because we was 170 people in that Raparapa. But if I should tell you the survivor people in that boat that day, you won't be able to believe me. But I have seen. You understand? I advise Nigeria people, stay at home. There is nothing like home.
IOM headquarters have a package for this year. They have a target for this year. The target is they want to get a substantial number of Nigerians in Libya, in various detention centers, back to the country for their safety. This program is ongoing, and they have also put in place a rehabilitation program that will enable these returnees get something doing immediately they are back in the country. That process is ongoing in coordination with the district governments. We have a database at IOM that we use to track them, because the essence is to get them back to learn various trades. For the ladies, there are trades that have been designed for them, and for the guys, there are trades that have been designed for them. So they can be able to track them and bring them back to a center in which they will be taught various crafts, so that they can earn a living for themselves, instead of going back to Libya as the case used to be.
Well, that's it from the nation's capital. It's back to you, Millicent.
Many thanks, Gloria. The growing population of Lagos remains a major concern for the state government, which appears set to expanding its transport infrastructure in the state. Governor Kumi Ambode made the promise while interacting with students of the Harvard Kennedy School of Government who paid him a courtesy visit at the Lagos House in Ikeja. The governor also announced that the first set of 5,000 new buses under the Bus Reform Initiative will be ready for flag-off in 6 months. When the news at 10 returns, Bankers Committee sets aside 26 billion naira for small and medium entrepreneurs in Nigeria's agricultural and equity investment sector. To join us again.